EA Sports UFC 4 is a pretty popular game, especially for UFC fans, man. But I think we can all agree that the career mode was very, very disappointing. So today I'm going to be giving you my pitch for EA Sports UFC 5 career mode. And it's not very different from what we kind of have. It's more just little details that would really make the game a lot better. And I think just more replayable, more enjoyable as well. I'm not really going to get into the gameplay per se because it's kind of gone in like an arcadey direction. I know they're kind of going for that esports, like casual appeal. Even though I think most MMA fans want it to be like full pure simulation based with more like realistic kind of knockdowns because you get dropped like 6 or 7 times and you're still in the fight. Like it's like, bro, I'm playing as fucking Cody Garbrandt for a reason, bro. I want to be a glass cannon, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing as Ben Askren for a fucking reason, dog. Okay, I'm not trying to be fucking Rocky Balboa here. All right, I picked this guy for a reason. Okay, I'm not even gonna get into the fucking roster either because the roster is dog shit. Um, the fact that they've just added Amanda Lemos, but they don't have like half the rankings is just, I know she's the goat, she's the women's MMA goat, but still, come on, bro. Let's get this roster updated. You know what I mean? And that comes into career mode as well. First things first, go check out Lucas Tracy's video about this. But the rankings need to be updated in the game. They need to keep it up to date. They need to make sure that you're fighting accurate champions in career mode. But basically, my pitch is we're gonna build hype. Okay, we're gonna build hype, and we're gonna add specialist styles and MMA styles. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Okay, I'm gonna add a new system. So there's experience, obviously, which comes from training and kind of goes into your level up. And I do like what they have in the game right now of the fighter evolution. So whatever you put time into is what you'll naturally progress better at. I think that's really cool. So I feel like XP would go towards that type of stuff, but also I'm gonna add like hype points. Okay, so hype comes from, it's kind of like in EA Sports UFC 3, if you remember, like the fan interest, like you get fans if you do certain stuff, you tweet certain stuff. I'm gonna build the whole kind of career mode around that. Okay, the whole point of EA Sports UFC 5 career mode, the tagline would be like become the hype. You know what I mean? Profile, the cover athlete would be Sean O'Malley. You know what I mean? And like the tagline could be like create the hype, end the hype, become the hype. You know what I mean? Like you get to do all that stuff in your career mode. You get to build up your hype. You get to end other people's hypes, and you get to ultimately become like the big star of the UFC. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm coming from with this. So I think you should start out as a specialist because UFC already has in the game, in previous two previous, like the last two EA Sports games, there is a kickboxing mode already, and there's a grappling only mode in career mode. So I think when you start off, you can choose either a kickboxing or a grappling route as your kind of base. So you get some moves automatically, some different kind of moves, right? And it adds replayability as well. And you can skip this if you just want to go straight into MMA. You can skip this, but I think it would be kind of cool to have like a kickboxing career and you get to do a couple kickboxing fights before you join MMA, or you get to have some grappling matches before you join MMA. You know what I mean? And depends on who you build, right? You can build like a Dagestani guy, then obviously you're gonna go the grappling route, or you can make a Dagestani kickboxer. That's what I'm saying. There's so much replayability just at the start having a branching option. I do like the branching option and kind of the pick your path that they have with the contender series. I'll get into that in a second. So first things first, I'm gonna say specialist kind of career paths. You can start off as a kickboxer, pure kickboxing mode and grappling only mode. Then you're gonna go to like regional MMA career, the usual that we've got with like the WFA in the game and stuff like that. It would be cool if they added some stuff that they already have like under banner. Maybe they get Icon FC in there from Jorge Masvidal. I don't, Obviously, I'm not saying this needs to be in the game because I know that it's so complicated to make video games and not just complicated, but EA Sports is lazy as fuck, bro. Like, dude, half the McGregor's still bald in the game, bro. Okay, all right, he's walking around in the game, bro. You got to give him the robotic fucking leg, bro. You got to give him the bike wheels attached to him now. You know what I mean? Like, don't be running me over with your fucking car, yeah. Don't be fucking hitting me when I'm riding my bike. How fucking funny is that shit, dude? But listen, anyways. So kickboxing, grappling only mode. Then you're gonna go into your regional MMA career. Then the pathway system. Okay, I liked that they had a pathway system of like, do you want to go to the contender series? Do you want to go straight to the UFC? I think we should do two different career paths here, okay? You either go on Dana White's contender series, and you get to the UFC quicker against tougher opponents, so you get more hype points, like in one win, than you would in like a couple of regional wins if you fight against the Dana White contender series guy. But he's gonna have a better record. He's gonna have like higher level. He's gonna be quite difficult to beat. You know what I mean? He should be a tough test for you. Um, Or you can go on Ultimate Fighter, so you get more fights, lower level guys, because usually that's what tough is like, right? You get a bit less hype, but you probably get more time to build your character up before you go to the UFC. So it's kind of up to you what pathway you want to take. And again, it's about replayability, bro. If I come in, I'm like, fuck it, I want to go straight to the UFC. I go on tough, and I go on Dana White's Contender Series, sorry, and I go straight to the UFC. Boom, okay, that's cool. And then maybe I get smashed in the UFC, and I go, fuck. I go back, maybe I'll play my next career, I'll go through tough, I'll take as many fights as I can, you know what I mean? There's so many different options I want you to be able to take in this game. And I think these are really easy things to do. They've already had Ultimate Fighter in the game before in UFC 2, sorry. Um, they had Dana White's Contender Series on UFC 4. Why not put both in? You know what I mean? They put all this effort into fucking Madden and fucking FIFA, bro. Let's put a little bit of effort into the career mode. I'm not asking for much. There's people out here asking for like Undisputed 3 as a remake. They're never gonna do that, bro. They're never gonna do that. All I'm asking for is 2 career paths and then 2 options of how I get to the UFC. That's 4 modes in a row, bro. That's all I want to do. I want to play 4 modes in a row, bro. That's it. That's all I want to do, bro. That's it. Okay. So again, kickboxing, grappling only mode, regional MMA career, Contender Series, or tough. Then you get to the UFC. Then you get to do this relationship system. Okay. Fuck this, by the way. There's nothing in the actual game that's actually any sort of rivalry or fan interest. Okay. Let's have press conferences, bro. Let's have post-fight interviews. Like I said, I saw a video about it, man. I'll put in the link below. But look, dude. Even if it's just a triangle or circle, like you pick your option of what you're gonna say. You know what I mean? And you can have the Twitter system in there as well, like from UFC 3. That was fine. You kind of build the hype that way. It's all about building up the hype in this career mode. You know what I'm saying? So you can get rivalries, you can get press conferences. And then I really think this would be a really cool and kind of like intuitive kind of mode. Your UFC debut and where you're placed on cards is kind of based on your hype, you know what I mean? So if you have lower hype points, so let me explain where the hype points come from. You get hype points from finishes, you get good fan response from your promos. Like if you pick good promo options to build up the hype, you get on a win streak, you're gonna get a lot of points really quickly every time you fight. So if you're high on hype points, you start out on a pay-per-view prelim on your UFC debut, and you get put on pay-per-view cards. You know what I mean? You get to see what's happening in the UFC as it simulates. If you have low hype, maybe you lose a fight or something, or maybe you have a tough time finishing. If you're on a really high difficulty, you get decisions. You start out on fight nights instead. You know what I mean? You start out on international cards. You know what I mean? Let's make it a little bit realistic. Again, I'm not asking for much. Just generate either a fight night or a pay-per-view. That's it. And then you decide where my guy goes based on my level. That's it, okay? And I think you can use the hype points to get like double championship matches. Like if you build up and you're a champ, you can pour a lot of your points into like unlocking double championship status, you know what I mean, or moving up weight class or moving down a weight class. Like that should cost hype points, you know what I mean, because you're rebuilding your brand, you know what I mean, or you're just taking a big risk. But if you win and it works out well for you, then you get a lot of points, you know what I mean. That's what I think. That's what I think should be the basis of UFC 5. You know what I mean? Let's build some hype. Let's add kind of those realistic standards of like getting to do a press conference. If you get a lot of finishes and you talk a lot of shit, you're gonna get put on good cards. You know what I mean? Taking a big risk in changing weight classes, you know what I mean? But being able to do that, because fighters do it all the time, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And like I said, just replayability, You can start out as a grappling wizard, or you can start out as a kickboxer. Or like I said, you can skip the specialist pathway, start your regional MMA career. And then again, you get to choose, do I go on the Ultimate Fighter? Maybe I can build some hype up there. You're going to get more fans doing that, you know what I mean? Contender Series, higher risk, higher reward. You go straight into the UFC. Probably in a bigger spot, maybe more pay. Add money into it as well. I don't know what you use the money for. Maybe that can be the same thing as like your XP. You can put it into training and put it into gear and sparring partners and stuff like that. I'm sure that would probably be the best idea. But yeah, man, that's my thoughts on UFC 5. I really think there's a lot of potential there for a cool career mode, and I just think EA is lazy, bro. So I don't expect this to happen. But let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of UFC 4, bro? And what do you want to see in UFC 5 that's realistic? Do you think any of this could happen? Like, do you like these ideas? Let me know down below, boys. Thank you so much for the support, boys. We're at 2.3K right now. I'm going to keep the videos coming daily as best as I can. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video, boys. Follow me on Instagram at bedtimemma. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.